Good evening, VV Nation, and welcome to the channel. My name is Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here. And yes, it's another quantum computing video. Now, this is going to be a very important one because there's a lot of you out there who have made a lot of money on quantum, and there's a lot of you out there who have not made or has lost a lot of money on quantum. And I'm here to set the record straight as to what to do at this particular time, and is it still worth it to be in the quantum space? There's been a lot of buzz about it, and a lot of people are making money. And if you're wondering what you should be doing right now in regards to what you hold or in regards to what you're thinking about, then you're in the right space, and let's get started. So I've got some let me start off by saying I like the space. I think that every investor likes investing in new stuff, all right? New, invigorating stuff that could change the world. If I could change the world, all right? I like that song, by the way. But that's what innovation is, what drives economies, what drives countries, which drives everything that makes us better. And quantum computing is all about innovation right now. So I started off, should you buy quantum computing stocks in 2025? This came from Motley Fool. There are plenty of stocks to choose from. They're all soaring in price. That doesn't necessarily mean you should buy the stocks, though. A lot of the stocks in this space, most of them, are overvalued. And, we want you to buy safe, undervalued stocks that are rising in price in a rising market. But because of the buzz behind quantum, a lot of these stocks you're buying and paying a premium for, well, because I think a lot of people feel like I do, they think that this is an innovative space that has a lot of upside. But does that mean you need to be in the stocks right now? Betting on technological breakthroughs. One of the biggest things that I said when I put together my Quantum 10, my Q10 portfolios, that I expected a lot of highs, but I expected a lot of lows. This is going to be a huge part of quantum growing. Betting on technological breakthroughs. We've got Willow. We've got a lot of things that are in the works that need to come to fruition. When I told you that quantum was in its beginning states, a lot of you said, no, there's computers out there, Glenda. It's still in its beginning states. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But the betting on the technological breakthroughs is going to play a huge role. Quantum computing, why it is worth it in 2025. What the heck is computing anyway? Let's go. The current state of quantum computing. If quantum computings are so awesome, why aren't we all using them already? Good question. The truth is we're still in the early stages. Companies like IBM, Google, and even some startups are leading the charge, but we're not quite at a point where quantum computers are outperforming classical ones on a regular basis. That's key. So the buzz is there, the idea is there, the innovation is there, but it's not quite where it needs to be for it to be rocking and rolling. We're buying off the buzz. Folks, you got to learn to trade your chart, not your heart. So with that being said, let's look at some top quantum computing stocks, of which we do have in the system. We're looking at D-Wave. I think it's a great company. IONQ. I currently own it. You'll see why in a second. QUBT, Rigetti. Some of these are more trades than they are long-term plays, even though I like the space. Long-term, some of these stocks will be trades. So you heard me say that it's going to be the advances. So I've got some stories. WIMI develops binary string polynomial encoding for quantum random access memory, QRAM. How about IONQ? How about a storm of oops. Oh, no. Let me go back. Let's see if I can get that to go back. Let me go forward. There we go. A perfect storm of bullish momentum driving investor buying, including a Microsoft-powered tailwind and a $1 billion deal securing Maryland as the new epicenter for quantum computing. I like IONQ. You'll see why in a second. Another story, Arctic Quantum soars even as quantum stocks muted after a strong run. You'll know what name comes up over and over in these stories? IONQ. D-Wave and Karasoft partnered to expand distribution of quantum computing solutions to the public sector. So there's a lot of news out there. I think this kind of news or these kinds of articles can definitely push quantum higher. All right. Now, remember I just talked about trade with the charts, not your heart. Let's get into my portfolio. Let's start off there. The portfolio that I set up for the year, my Q10 portfolio, it ain't pretty. It's down 15, almost 16%. Nice as I put this together where the buzz was rocking. We were as high as 12.3% since the end of last year. Took a dive, right now leveling out. Couple of ways that I want you to look at which stocks to get into. In this portfolio, which stocks have a positive ROI? There's only 4. If I'm looking at NVIDIA, Amazon, Google, and Coherent. That's it. Number 2, how else would I look at these? How about some of the trades? Look at the ones that are going up on a day, looking at the percentage price change. Atom is up almost 8% today. Coherent, which is number 1 stock in there by ROI, is up today. NVIDIA is up today. Amazon is up today. Google is up today. So you can look at this from a trade perspective, trading the stocks that are moving up on that day, probably closing them out for that night. But if I'm looking for stocks for the longer term, let's go look at a graph. Let's go highlight them. We're going to look at the MPI graph on all of these stocks that are in the portfolio. All right, put this on a 6-month graph and look at these. Value. All of these stocks, for the most part, with all of the rise and the buzz, are going to be overvalued. Do I like Coherent right now? Number 1 stock that's making money. I got no trend. I got no trigger, but I'm getting close to both. I'm going to keep my eyes on that. I do like it longer term, bottom left, top right. All right, next one. Let's go look at Google. Bottom left, top right, at a level of support. This one is undervalued. I like that even more. I like that stock. I cannot lie. Look at the rising rising earnings per share. Google, I like, and it's undervalued. NVIDIA, I like. Bottom left, top right, and it's undervalued. I have trend. I don't have trigger yet, but I like the earnings per share. Let's go to the next one. Amazon, right at a level of support, but for those people, look at this. I got an opportunity, and I'm going to use the MPI with the actually back here where the RT crosses as a way to take half off the table. Keep that profit on the table. All right, it went below. I'd wait for another opportunity before I put the other half on, but right now it's consolidating at a nice level of support. Next one, IONQ. Look at the strong trend. That's why I like it. I don't like the falling earnings, though. I don't like the falling earnings. And look at the earnings growth. Earnings growth is rising. That's a positive sign. Change the style. I do like the earnings growth. They're growing their earnings. They're making money. IONQ, I do like. This one I would trade. I take half off the table when it falls. But this one I'm currently in because the trend is so strong and nicely rising. Broke through a couple of levels of resistance as well. Next one, Atomera. I made money on this here. Took my money off the table. But for those of you on long-term on it, trend is still in place. Here's my trigger to get out. That was on 1-2. Earnings is rising over the last 3 months. Earnings growth is falling. I'm looking at ARQQ. I got a nice trend. Pull back. The trend keeps you patient. Trend does keep you patient. Right here is the opportunity to take half off the table. I'd rather get out here than hold all the way down here, wait for an opportunity when my RT crosses over. Let's go to the next one. Rigetti is strictly a trade, but I got trend. I do have trend. Look how volatile it is. Back and forth. If I'm going to get back into it, let's look to see if we can break above this level of resistance of 1262. All right. It's made a lot of people a lot of money. Right now, got given back. They gave a lot of it back. Let's go to the next one. QBTS. Again, a lot of buzz, a lot of move. Here's my level where the RT crossed over right about here. I'd rather get out here than to wait. I'd like to see it get back above this level of 663. Then I got another level of resistance of about 769 to see if the stock still has legs to the upside. And the last one on the list is Qubit. Whew, tough. Here's where I would have gotten out, taken half off the table. That would have been a great play rather than waiting for it now. But trend is still there. For those of you who are patient, trend is still there. I love the rising earnings, and I love the rising earnings growth. I like this stock. I'd like to see it at least start to fade this gap. All right, so that's this portfolio. Now, I created a new portfolio for you. This is going to be interesting. You need to follow this. 2025 Quantum Undervalued. Yes, revealed right here, right now. Quantum Undervalued stocks that are in the quantum space, and they are all undervalued. NVIDIA, Form, Google, TSM, AMD, AMAT, QCOM. These are the stocks in the quantum space using the VectorVest system that I'd feel a little bit more comfortable with. No matter what goes on, these are undervalued quantum stocks. If you felt that this was worth you watching today's video, type a heck yeah in the room. If you think that this was worth it for you to come watch this video, put a heck yeah in the room. Folks, I'm always trying to look out for you the best way that I can. All right, one last thing that I want to do. You know that we do have a watch list of quantum stocks. I want you to go through the same process I just took you through. Special watch list. You go to watch list, viewer, go to special watch list. Ryan debuted this last week. Quantum computing stocks. There's 29 stocks in here. I'm going to tell you to do the same thing. Click on graphs. Put this on a 3 or 6 month graph. Look at them. I see NVIDIA's got trend. Look at the rising earnings. I don't like the falling earnings growth. And quickly, just go through AMD, Amazon, Form, Google, TSM just beat earnings. Look at that. Bottom left, top right, still undervalued. Look at the rising earnings and the rising earnings growth. QCOM, rising earnings growth, but in consolidation, nicely undervalued too. Here's another stock undervalued. AMAT, undervalued. Rising earnings, falling earnings. You know, I got a trigger right here. Look at that. I got a trigger right here on 1.6. Look at the stocks run. Look at that. About to get trend too. First time in over 6 months that we might be getting trend on AMAT. Keep your eyes on that. And I just tell you to go through all of the stocks and just do that. All right. Everybody's got access to this watch list. Everyone's got access to that graph layout. Folks, that's it in a nutshell. I think that it was necessary to have an honest conversation about quantum. The buzz is there. A lot of people made a lot of money. But now let's take a look at the realization. Trade the chart, not your heart. And I think you'll put yourself in a better situation. Let people talk about how far off it is. Is there an opportunity to make money? My answer to your question is yes, it is. As long as you do it the right way. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Share this with your mama and them. Let them all know what we're doing here at VectorVest. If you're brand new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit the subscribe bell, hit the subscribe button, and the bell icon to be alerted. Folks, this is a hot topic, but I think an honest conversation needed to be had. All right. With that, folks, this video is over. And until the next time, see ya.